Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Macomb Area Conference Basketball on Channel 6, PHHS. Tonight, we're at Port Huron Northern High School as the Huskies take on their crosstown rivals, the Port Huron High Big Reds. This is Randy Fernandez along with David Keys, and we'll bring you all the action of tonight's exciting contest. And David, when's the last time we saw Port Huron High play Port Huron Northern right out of the chute here early in December?
Well, Randy, certainly the change in conferences for both teams this year has the matchup much earlier than anticipated and historically. Certainly a different feel to the game because it's Northern's opening night here in their gym, and they've got Port Huron High to contend with. But certainly, Randy, when these two teams get together, always a lot of intensity. We can expect a lot of emotion in this game, nothing less than our typical Northern High game.
Well, Port Huron High coming off a hard-fought 60-57 victory over Marysville on Tuesday night to start their season 1-0. Northern likewise doing the same as they trounced the St. Clair Saints by a score of 60-57. Earlier in tonight's action, the Port Huron Northern JV team came away victorious with a 65-56 victory, so Port Huron High will look to square things tonight. Right now, let's turn it over to the public address announcer, the voice of the Huskies, Mr. John Brown, for the introductions of tonight's starting lineups and the playing of our national anthem.
On the official clock tonight, Irv Klossman on the official foot. Coach Gary Nesbitt on the Big Reds foot. Lenitra Nichols. On the assist tonight, the Colonel. Introducing the varsity cheerleaders for the Big Reds. Big Reds are coached by Shannon McComb. Jody Baldwin. Lisa Bartlett. Jenny Bucha, Katie Conlon, Lisa Campbell, Betsy Coleman, Jessica Leslie, Lisa Miller, Christy Sawton, Stephanie Sterling, Lisa Steyer, Miranda Yelich, Tiffany Fiedler, and Holly Hart. And now introducing the varsity cheerleaders for the Northern Huskies. Their coach and advisor, Stacy Osterman. The 1996-97 varsity Husky cheerleaders, Bethany Fagan, Sarah Yerk, Erica Langall, Melissa Allen, Alicia Spencer, Jenny Harley, Christina Fusco, Bridget Bennett, Chrissy Lamont, Marcy Polick, Kathy Richard, and Krista Richard. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing some of the finest athletes in Michigan, starting with the starting unit for Coach George Mocher's varsity Big Reds. The captains, number 31, Jeremy Rosnow. Number 23, Chris Cates. Number 45, Jared Rachi. Number 11, Tony Washington. And number 15, Jeff Berry. The Big Reds. And now, your Huskies! The Huskies are coached by Dan Hampton and Brian Jameson. Introducing the starters. Number 14, Oil Can Oliaga. Number 12, the man, Chris Manulo. And the captains of the Huskies. Number 32, Adam Brian Adler. Number 42, Trevor Hondo Winston. And number 40, Showtime Shot. The starting unit for the Huskies. Once again, your veteran officials, Craig Eppert, Tim Lynch, and Tim Heidemann.
David, what about that? We just saw John Brown introduce 3 officials tonight. I haven't seen that used before.
Well, a little bit different, Randy, but with tonight's pace of play that I expect to see, I think they're going to need 3 officials to get up and down the floor. Both these teams like to move the basketball. Both teams not blessed with a lot of size, but a lot of athletic ability. Certainly, I think you're going to see a lot of exciting play tonight.
To reset the starting lineups, Port High already has taken the court. Number 11, Tony Washington. 15, Jeff Berry. 23, Chris Cates. 31, Jeremy Rosenau. And 45, Jared Ratzi. For Northern, Manulo, Oliaga, Schock, Adler, and the point guard, Trevor Weston. Port Northern's coached by Dan Hanton. Port High by George Mosier.
An interesting move right out of the gate this year by Coach Mosier with Jeremy Rogan coming off the bench. He's been a 3-year starter at Port Huron High ever since about midway through the freshman season for him. And now all of a sudden he's the 6th man. He's the Sugar Bear Mills of the Port Huron High Big Reds.
I caught that also, David. I figured Jeremy Rogan was definitely going to start the ball game. Instead, Coach Mosier wants him to come off the bench, give him some in-point. Opening tap, Brian Adler easily out-jumping Ratchie, and they were going to give the ball to Northern. However, Coach Mosier, I think, would like him to re-jump. Referees are conversing. And it will be Port Huron High's ball underneath the west basket. Just underway here from Port Huron Northern High School. The Big Reds and the Huskies.
Man-to-man by the Northern Huskies.
Turnaround jumper a little bit short by Cates. Nice rebound by Weston.
Man-to-man by Big Reds also, forcing a turnover. Good play that time by Barry.
Well, I think you see both teams up and down the court. 32 minutes of intense basketball, David.
Well, I really agree, Randy. The one thing that we always see in this game is a slow start, though, because both teams always come out tentative, a little bit tight, because of what this game means here in the city.
And this only being their second game. Nice touch pass underneath. Credit the basket to Rosenau. Rosenau doing a good job getting underneath the paint there for the easy bunny.
Well, four-court pressure that time by the Big Reds. Let's see if Coach Mosier stays with that the rest of the night. He's got a fairly deep bench, though. If there's one team that could do it, I would think it'd be Port Huron High.
Well, I think both teams will go to their bench extensively tonight. Nice loose by Adler. He's fouled. They'll go to the line to shoot the three-point play.
Adler, that's the way to move down the lane. Absolutely got the pass out. Good movement, slid down. Nice entry pass, gets it to go. The hoping of harm.
Well, right off the bat, you see Brian Adler playing with a lot more confidence than he played last year. I played almost the entire game on Tuesday night against St. Clair. Look for a lot of minutes here tonight from the co-captain, Brian Adler.
Well, they have to have Adler step up. He's the size on the team at 6'5". Good flash that time by Washington.
Ratchie from 15, in and out again. Nice rebound underneath, no call, no foul. Ratchie puts it back up and good. Well, Jared Ratchie, the Times Herald Football Player of the Year, comes through with a bucket there. Port Huron High with the early 4-2 lead. And second turnover for Northern.
Adler, a little shuffle of the feet that time. Referee Tim Lynch all over it.
Local product, Tim Lynch, one of the 3 referees for tonight's ball game.
Got to have better movement with the offense right now. Port Huron High standing around a little bit.
And good defense that time by Weston.
Very good defense, but what Port Huron High didn't do that time is they did not set any picks. There was poor movement on their offense. You got to go put a body on somebody to free somebody up. Weston flies, good switch that time by Ratchie to pick him up.
Shock's intent to bring it up one-on-one against Washington.
Good physical play that time by Washington.
Weston should take that shot. Instead, he passes out to Oliaga. Manuelo puts it up strong and good.
Good play by Manuelo. I really expect Chris Manuelo to step up and be a major contributor to this year's team. He's got it all, the athletic ability, the size.
Rosenau turnaround jumper all net.
Tough J as Manuelo forces him out with the body. It's good defense, nothing you can do there. Weston throws it away.
Three-pointer by Rosenau, a little bit too strong. Fight for the rebound underneath. We've got a whistle.
It should be on Cates.
It is indeed on Port Huron High.
It's going to be on Chris Cates. It should be his first.
On Chris Cates, his first personal.
Oliaga from 10, too strong, rebound, Berry.
Should take it all the way to the hoop.
Nice move by Berry, just can't finish it though, shotgun a rebound. That's a pretty play by Berry, but you like to see him finish.
Oh, absolutely, but I still like the fact that he took the ball to the hoop strong, had made up his mind beforehand. Nice job, there was nobody there for the pass, then he's back on the defensive end. Oh, actually, Washington got away with a kick that time. Ooh, that looked to me clearly to be a kick by Washington out of bounds, but referee's going to award the ball to the Big Reds.
Well,
so much for the infallibility of the 3-referee system.
One thing I've noticed, we played 3.5 minutes, and Matt Schock, who had 16 the other night, barely touched the ball for Northern.
Strong play that time by Berry. Good drive. I think Weston's going to pick up the foul. Berry, a good penetrator.
Berry only a junior.
On Weston, his first personal.
Port Huron High's first trip to the charity stripe tonight, and our first substitution, the 6th man for the Big Reds. Jeremy Rogan will check in for Chris Cates. And number 33, Chris Sari, who had an impressive game against Marysville tonight, comes in for Jared Ratchie.
Well, see, that's an interesting move by Coach Mosier, because what he's done here is he's really gone to a 3-guard offense with Rosenau, Berry, and now Rogan. He's taken a lot of size off the floor.
Jeff Berry with his first point tonight.
Shooting 57% from the floor so far this year.
Jeff Berry splits the pair. Big Red.
Got a walk-on shot. Good call by the referee.
Referee Craig Gepper.
Matt trying to do just a little too much with the ball right there. He's got to do, just use his players. He's going to get his shots in this game. He's a terrific player. Oh, nice move by Rogan.
Instant offense, a little bit too strong.
There it was.
Nice rebound by Sari, puts it back up, can't get it to fall. Rebound Adler.
Still really like the move that time by Rogan. The shoulder fake on the baseline was terrific.
Weston coast to coast, too strong, offensive foul. Good defense by Chris Sari.
Offensive foul. And Weston, his second personal. Timeout, Huskies.
And with 3:54 remaining in the opening quarter, with our score, Port Huron Northern 7, Port Huron High 7.
Well, Randy, right now with his team down 7-4, Dan Hanton with a great timeout. I think he knows that his team offensively is not in any rhythm. They're not using each other. They're not setting picks. They're not getting a lot of motion in their offense. And so right now there's just no passing game. They're not getting it done. And I think that's something that he wants to check early to make sure that Port Huron High doesn't get on a run here and all of a sudden make this an 8 to maybe a 12-point lead. Certainly want to avoid that.
Well, again, it's early on. Port Huron Northern trailing by 3, 7-4. Adler and Manulo with Northern's points. And Berry with 1, Rosenau with 4, and Ratchie with 2 for the 7 points for Port Huron High. Well, again, I got to go back to Max Schock was the leading scorer last year as a sophomore. I don't think he's taken a shot tonight. Brian Adler's only taken 2 shots and made 1. And Weston just tried to force a little bit and got called for the offensive foul. But those are the 3 players who are going to have to put it up for Northern.
No question, but you got to give a lot of credit to Port Huron High with the way they're playing defense right now. Give it up.
Nice pump
Actually, nice play by
Rosenau.
And Sari in the middle, but still, smart play. Oh, that should be offensive. Oh, my.
Coach Mosier doesn't like that call. But it's on number 33, Sari, his first, team 3rd.
Notice how the referee put Coach Mosier back in his little box. You know, that's a rule that I absolutely hate. They can get rid of it. I think that rule was instituted to try to curb the abuses of maybe a few coaches, whereas a lot of coaches should be able to use that sideline. It absolutely does not impede in the game. It's a stupid rule.
Well, again, the coaches have a lot of energy there, and they don't even realize they're out of that coaching box, so to speak.
It's like telling a referee to ref while standing still.
Northern 0 for 2 tonight at the charity stripe. And again, free throws never seem like they mean much early in the game, and then when the game's over and you add up how many you made and you missed, that's usually the outcome.
Well, it certainly's got to be a concern for Coach Hanton and his assistant, Brian Jamison, is against St. Clair in their opening game. They only shot 56% from the stripe, and you can't do that.
Well, Schock missed them both, and then Matt over the back will pick up his first foul on the rebound.
Schock, his first personal.
Sorry, running the floor.
During that timeout, we missed our first substitution from Northern. Number 44, Rob Nessel, 6'3" senior, checks in for Trevor Weston.
Oh, that's going to be so.
Nice defense by Manuel Noliaga. Nice pass by Schock to Nessel. Nessel for his first 2 tonight.
2-on-1. Sorry, doesn't give it up.
And Nessel on the rebound.
I tell you one thing High's got to do, they got to start to give it up on the 2-on-1. Every time the player who's had the ball is taking it to the bucket. And part of the problem is, Randy, they're not getting spacing on that 2-on-1. Both players are converging. They're only about 6 feet apart. One defender can cover 2 guys.
Berry picks up his first foul. Well, since Nestle's got in the ball game, he's got a bucket and he's got a nice rebound.
Oh, nice backdoor cut by Schock.
Good defense by High, though, to shut him off baseline.
No picks out there right now. Nobody's setting a screen for each other. There's one by 14. That's Oliagas finally setting a pick for one of his teammates, but nobody's doing that on Northern right now. We've got a lot of individual basketball being played on the floor.
Well, exactly right. I don't know how the offense is supposed to go because we haven't seen Northern enough to find out yet, but seems like a lot of one-on-one basketball. Now that foul I think should have been called on Tony Washington with a slap on the wrist. Instead of it went against Sari, and that's Chris Sari's second foul. Rosenthal and Washington will come out. Ratchie and Cates will check back in.
One thing that we have learned early in this season about Port Huron High is that Coach Mosier certainly is willing to go to his bench. It's been mass substitutions so far. We've only got 2:30 left in the first quarter.
Northern still looking for their first point from the charity stripe. 0 for 3 tonight as number 20, Craig Smith, senior guard, checks in for Manuelo.
Adler splits the pair. Husky.
Good defense by Northern, good patience by High. Rogan free throw line extended, yes.
Super touch. Rogan does not think that he can be stopped by anybody on Port Huron Northern right now, and I tend to agree with him. He's a terrific offensive talent. He is the T. Mills of Port Huron, no question about that.
Shot goes with the left hand, too strong. Rebound High. Rogan, nice finger roll, can't go, rebound Nessel.
Just tipped that time by Adler, but one thing that Rogan did a nice job of, he had great spacing coming down the left wing.
We've got a foul before the shot, I believe on number 41, Cornelius Field.
Foul on Cornelius Field, his first personal.
Field in the lineup along with number 5, Jeff Giles.
Hondo Weston. Weston return.
Weston back in for Oliaga. Nice pick by Nessel on Ratchie, knocked Ratchie down, rebound Adler, he'll shoot 2. Rob Nessel just flattened Jared Ratchie.
Absolutely great pick. That's the kind of basketball we love.
Well, that's why Rob Nessel's in there. I think Rob Nessel gives Northern an added dimension there, whether he's coming off the bench or if he starts later on in the year. I don't think he's going to score a whole lot, but he's going to get the rebounds for you.
Well, I certainly think he's capable of being anywhere from a 6 to 10 point a game kind of player. And if he gives you the rebounding and the defense that you would expect out of Rob, I think they'll have a real good season. At least he'll be one of the parts to the making of a real good season.
Adler splits the pair.
That's good play by Port Huron High. Just clear out, let Rogan take it up the floor.
Rogan just inside the three-point line, won't go. Nessel again on the rebound.
Good defense by Cates. He's got to bring in the ball at him. Good play. Oh, actually, it should have been a foul on Schock. No call.
(11-8) our score, just under a minute remaining in the opening quarter from Port Huron Northern High School.
There's a good screen for Ratchie by the 5'5", 120-pound Jeff Giles. But I tell you what, at least Giles at 5'5" is down laying some body on some people, and that's what we want to see. Great anticipation by Rogan.
And off the steal, Rogan gets the easy bucket. Westa goes coast to coast.
Ooh, that was
too strong. Rebound. Adler blocked. No call. 9 seconds to go. Westa knocks it out of bounds.
Great recovery that time by Ratchet to come back up with the block. Good defensive play.
Ryan Cogley sees his first action tonight for Coach Dan Hand. Manulo checks back into the starting lineup. Rogan probably just go one-on-one against Cogley. Puts up the three-pointer. Nice defense. Giles gets it. It'll count if it goes. Off balance, however, at the horn. We're done with first quarter at our score. The Big Reds 13, the Huskies 8.
Well, Randy, exactly what we expected out of the first quarter of basketball here. We had both teams a little bit tight at the beginning. They seemed to loosen up towards the end of the quarter. I think we can expect a lot more points in the next three quarters. Both teams seem to be pretty well coached, as they always are, with Hanton and Mosier, two of the best coaches in the MAC conference, and quite frankly, just two terrific coaches. And with that being the case, pretty much what we expected. Athletic type basketball game, not a lot of size, not a lot of big rebounds or anything like that, but just a lot of up and down basketball. Some pretty good players on the floor tonight.
Well, it is. Again, a lot of these guys that we're seeing tonight, David, were on the varsity last year but didn't get a whole lot of playing time. This year, they're in the starting 5 or the starting 7, and they're getting a lot of time, so that patience pays off. Both coaches going deep into the bench. It is surprising, though, after 8 minutes of action, unofficially I've got Matt Schock with 1 shot, no points. And again, I think you've got to look to him a little bit more in the remaining 24 minutes.
Well, you certainly do, but I give a lot of credit to Jeff Berry. Jeff Berry hounded him at the beginning of this game, played excellent defense on him, and then we bring Rogan in, and Rogan's on him, and Rogan plays good defense on him. And it's tough, especially when your players aren't coming over and putting a body on the defender and allowing you to get open. Sometimes you need help with a screen. Oh, great backdoor that time by Cogley. Oh, got to finish, though.
That was a very nice cut by young Cogley. However, again, try to put up with the left hand, a little bit short.
There's the post up. That's what I want. I want Nessel posting up every time. That's 2 points or a foul. Nobody's stopping Nessel in there, and that's simply because they did the smart play. Adler got the pick. There was nothing there. He rolled off, back up, took the pass. Nessel just opened up nicely. He's there to take the entry pass, and there's nobody who's going to stop him, at least on this floor tonight.
Well, and I think they're going to have to recognize that and go to him about 7 out of 10 times, because you're right, David. He's either going to make the basket or he's going to shoot 2, as he is now. Rob, a solid 190 pounds. But Northern 2 for 7 tonight at the line.
Yeah, currently not shooting the ball very well from the stripe. And boy, you got to make him go, especially on your home floor. I'm certain that Dan Hanton is not happy about this.
Number 35, 6'6", 155-pound Harvey Bannister checks in for Coach Mosier. Nice rebound that time by Cogley. Giles puts it up, won't go, rebound Cogley.
I tell you, Cogley's come in and asserted himself so far in this basketball game.
Cogley's saying, hey, I want to crack that starting lineup here. Doing a nice job off the bench.
I tell you right now, Northern doing a much better job of running their offense than they were early in the game. Good move that time by Adler.
Adler fouled by Bannister. Bannister's first, 8th team foul on Portland High, so Portland Northern in the bonus. Adler to shoot 2. Washington checks in for Giles.
At the line for the Huskies, Adler. He'll shoot a deuce. Adler.
Very uncharacteristic of Brian Adler. Normally about an 80% free throw shooter tonight, struggling a little bit. Cogley, nice hustle by Ryan to keep it alive. Northern maintains possession. Credit that hustle to Ryan Cogley. Easy basket by Adler. But credit the hustle to Cogley, saving it from the inbounds line.
Oh, absolutely, Randy. That was all Cogley. Right now, High is just getting torched on the boards, too. They certainly are not doing a good job on the glass, and if they don't shore that up by the end of this game, Huskies are going to walk off with a sound victory.
Cogley on the floor for that, even though Portland High maintains possession. So Coach Jamison yelled to him, telling him he's doing a nice job. Rosenthal for three, too strong. Rebound. And we've got a hand check.
Weston, his third personal.
Ouch, that's going to hurt. Weston picking up his third.
Big time, David, big time.
At I believe the 6:23 mark at this basketball game. I hope that the listening audience can understand that Randy and I are having a real hard time seeing the scoreboard tonight. They've got a huge basket right in front of it, so our view's impeded. But certainly when one of your players like Weston goes off with 6.5 minutes left in the second with 3 fouls, that's a problem.
Well, Trevor normally controls the tempo for the Huskies, so let's see how they can do without him. Got a 2-on-1 here, and good defense by Bannister.
Well, Bannister's an interesting player. He's a senior, as you said, Randy, 6'6", 155. But certainly I think he adds a lot to this team because anybody who's 6'6" and can get over some picks, get his hands up in the air, going to do a nice job. But once in that circumstance, Adler out-muscles him down low. Northern grabbing his first lead of the game.
Northern 14, High 13, Adler with 8 to lead all scorers.
High's got to get something going offensively because it's not there. We're seeing a lot of one-on-one stuff just like that, the jumper from outside, and that's not going to win basketball games.
Oliaga down low to Nessel. Nessel can't handle the pass. Shack's going to check back in. Along with Sari for High.
Showtime for the Big Reds, number 33, Chris Sarai.
Washington's mid-move, we've got a foul. It's going to be against the Huskies down low.
I believe they have that one on Manuelo.
Foul on Chris Manuelo, his first personal.
Good pick by Rosenaw.
Rogan just inside the three-point line, nails it. Rogan with 6. Portland High back on top by 1, 5.5 to go in the half.
I often get the feeling with Rogan that he's most comfortable just about a step inside the three-point line, and that's not a fault or anything. That just seems to be his comfort zone. Not that he can't step out and knock down the tray from deep, but I like to see him step in about a foot inside and pop the shot.
Beautiful cut by Cogley. Credit him with the basket. Credit the assist to Brian Adler.
I tell you, Cogley certainly has been a shot in the arm for Northern since coming into the game.
Well, again, Cogley and Nessel off the bench have provided a spark.
Foul on Oliaga, his first personal.
Especially with Matt Schock basically not getting any scoring opportunities here tonight early on.
2 shots.
Boy, is it just the rims here tonight, David? But neither one of these teams, I think you and I could walk out there and both teams shooting about 20% from the line.
In the Big Red lineup. He splits the pair.
Nice strong move, won't go by Manuel. Rebound Adler, banks it back in, too strong. Adler again, good block by Tony Washington to knock it out of bounds.
Boy, I hope all the young players saw that. What Washington did correctly is he went up and he made the block, and he didn't swipe down across his arm. He just made the block, let it go. That's what you're supposed to do.
Adler, nice pass inside by from Cogley.
I tell you, Adler is so athletic. He is just killing the Big Reds right now with great cuts. Really like the way Adler moves without the ball.
Rosenthal for three, a little bit short, follows zone shot, but it's kicked out of bounds by Tony Washington.
Just such a dangerous pass.
Good call there by the officials, sorted things out. Somebody's got to come to the ball. There we go, Schock's got it. Schock calls for the pick. Say gives it up to Eliaga. 4 minutes remaining in the half.
I tell you, Barry is really bodying up with Schock out there.
Schock fadeaway jumper,
Good
yes.
shot.
Matt Schock finally on the board. Northern 20, Port Huron High 16.
Oh, good pass. Even better pass.
Good hands by Schock to knock it out of bounds. Could have been a 3-second call.
Really could have been, but don't get one from the referee.
George Mosier uses his first time out of the half with 3:40 to remaining. And our score, the Huskies 20, the Big Reds 16. Well, at this time we'd like to congratulate the Garfield Gators, the 5th grade girls Garfield basketball team, coached by Mr. Milko, went 8-0 and first place in elementary girls basketball. So again, congratulations to Angela Lapicolo and all her teammates on the Garfield Gators 5th grade women's basketball team. Again, 3:40 to go in the half. Northern leads by 4.
Randy, so far a pretty well played game defensively. Offensively, both teams a little bit rugged, but hey, what do you expect? This is the second game of the season for both teams, and they're playing the intercity rivalry, so I'm not surprised at all so far. Both teams, to me, look like they're going to have very capable seasons.
Also want to point out last night, Port Huron Northern played Port Huron High in varsity hockey. The Huskies coming away with a hard-fought 5-1 victory. Again, congratulations to Coach Darryl McCarroll and the Husky hockey players.
Well, you want to point that out if you're a Husky fan, I guess. If you're a Big Red fan, maybe you don't want to point that out, but I think that's on Manuelo.
Just trying to update him on all the latest scores and highlights. Tony Washington's going to shoot 1 and 1.
1-1, Washington.
Craig Smith checks back in for Manuelo. Washington with his first point tonight.
With that, make Tony's an 80% free throw shooter on the year. Man-to-man, full court by Port Huron High.
You won't see anything else from Coach Mosier.
Oh, almost a steal that time. Rosenov, very good defensive player.
And you got to set that pick, come to the ball. See, everybody's going away from the ball.
There it is.
Finally,
Nice good
Adler
play.
comes back. In case you just joined us, Trevor Weston went to the bench with a little over 5 minutes remaining in the half with a third personal foul. Nice spin move by Cogley, can't get it to go. Ripped down by Tony Washington.
Well, one thing that neither team has done is put on a big run. Oh, nice move that time by Sarah. He's hacked by Adler. Super move that time, but one thing that neither team has done is gone on any run really tonight. I certainly keep expecting it, but so far hasn't happened.
Adler picks up his first. Chris Sorry to shoot 2. Kind roll that time by Sarai. His first points of the night also.
Oh, good defense by Washington. Neither referee too confident about that call. You know, Randy, that's the other thing about this 3-referee system. I think it takes away a little bit of the confidence of the referees because they're looking for the other guy to see if they made the call. That situation doesn't make the call right away, looks to his partner. His partner doesn't really know either because he's got a worse angle. I wonder what really if that could create some problems this year in refereeing.
Shock shot won't go, ripped down by the Big Reds.
Oh,
nice
great pass.
Underneath.
Oh, my
a little
gosh.
off balance, though. Adler on the rebound.
Got to finish that one. That was a super pass by Barry.
And Cogley banks it in. Cogley was 6 off the bench.
Cogley really making a mark for himself. Showing the coach he deserves some time on the floor.
Cogley's a great story, David. I believe he was cut last year from the varsity, wasn't even on the team. Now he comes off the bench, 6 points here in the opening half. Rogan won't go, Shock cradles at home.
Gotta go now. Oh, great pass by Shock. This is the first feel of a run I've had all game.
Biggest lead of the night, Northern by 5, 24-19. Minute 40 to go. Rogan wide open.
That's a great pick by Washington.
Rosenthal should have went straight up with it. Instead, Cogley comes down with the rebound.
I tell you, Cogley and Adler have been the story so far for Northern.
And we got a hold on Barry.
Foul on Jeff Barry, his second personal.
Nessel comes in for Cogley, and Coach Hatton gives Cogley a slap on the back for doing a nice job. Again, 6 points off the bench here in the opening half.
At the line, showtime shot, 2 shots.
Substitutions, Cates for a high, and Jerry Johnson, 6'5" junior, sees his first action tonight for the Huskies. Brian Adler takes a seat. Brian unofficially leading scorer tonight, 12 points in the first half. Washington coast to coast. What a move there by Tony Washington. Tony Washington, part of that MAC white football team championship this year.
I tell you what, people can't understand how tough a shot that was that Washington just made.
Shots up and good by Rogan.
Well, Randy, this is the feel of the game we've been looking for. It took the teams about 15 minutes of basketball to get there, but they're finally starting to loosen up a little bit. This is what we expected.
Northern by 3, 24 seconds to go. See if they hold for the last shot.
A great play by Washington so far. Really like his defensive skills. Should have been a walk. No call.
Ogaga takes it up strong, but Washington went up strong with him, and Washington drew the foul. If Washington would have just stayed on his feet, Dave, without jumping, it would have been an offensive foul on Oleaga. Instead, he left his feet to try to block it, and now Matt Oleaga will shoot 2. Boy, and again, both teams are going to look back on tonight the missed free throws here in the first half.
Well, so far, you really have to say, Randy, it's what's kept Port Huron high in this basketball game. This game could easily be 37-23 at half.
Nice block at the buzzer by Smith. Brings the Husky crowd to its feet. And at the end of the half, Northern 27, the Big Reds 23. We'll be back with second half action after these commercial messages.